Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. I think we did the 5th verse last time, right? Chapter 10. Ahimsa, Kshama, Trishti, all that we did last time, right or not? 5th verse we had done. Yeah.
Yeah, the 5th verse we have done, Swamiji.
Yeah. Bhavanti bhava bhutanam matta eva pratagvidaha. Simple things. That everything, I am the source for all these. Okay. Then he goes to the external world now. Did with the internal what's happening inside, then the external also.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
sorry, could I please ask a couple of
Yeah,
questions
sure.
related to...
Yeah.
So Swamiji, in the last class you had mentioned that devotion in the form of puja is good, and it also gives a certain amount of punyam which is helpful.
Yeah.
For a Vedanta student who is pursuing this knowledge, living a life of karma yoga, is acknowledgement of Ishvara in the form of, say, lighting a lamp followed by maybe manasa japa, would that qualify as sufficient puja? Or
that is sufficient, because see, even as a student of Vedanta, you need some grace coming in, so that there are no obstacles to your study, everything goes smooth, things like that. So there is where the punya helps. The punya of a puja, etc. helps there. Not in understanding. That you already got a mindset because of your karma yoga attitudes, etc. But this part of it, some worship, some this thing gets you the grace, so that these type of things, nothing in the world will keep you away from the knowledge. In spite of it, some things will come up. That is life. Okay. Past karma is always there, and present karma may not be enough to overcome all that. But it will be there. So that much it will help. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing to have that. Why do you want to have unnecessarily hassles when you're studying Vedanta? Could do without them.
Yes, Swamiji. Yeah. So something like lighting a lamp, acknowledging Ishvara.
Like a small puja, Panchopachara puja. One of the simplest pujas you can do is a Panchopachara. 5 steps. Dupam, Deepam, Naivedyam. That's a simple thing.
I see.
And Naivedyam need not be something very elaborate. Some fruit that you get, some milk with some sugar put into it. Naivedyam, some nuts, including peanuts. Don't say, how can I offer peanuts to the Lord? You can offer. Okay. Whatever you have, you offer. That's how it is. See, our parents' generation, they had this thing. Whatever they get before they use, they will offer it to the Lord. They may not always know why they are doing it, but that is part of karma yoga. That whatever I have received is your grace, O Lord. I offer it to you first before I use it. Including if they buy new clothes. They'll buy a new sari and then they'll offer it to the Lord, put some haldi kumkum on it, and only then use it. It's all part of the karma yoga attitude. They didn't know why they are doing it. They said, no, this is it. You offer it to the Lord. But that was good. It's a good way. They couldn't understand the logic and meaning behind it, but they did it. So some sort of acceptance, etc. were there in their lives. They had their equanimity because of their acceptance. I mean, compared to us, many of them had very tough lives. So, okay. Any other questions?
Actually,
yeah.
Yes, Swami. I had one more question. Now, in this chapter, Lord Krishna is beginning to describe his glories, Ishvara's glories, essentially. My question was, let me see if I can phrase it correctly, but for a wise person, will a wise person view these glories as his own glories, or will he still view it as
Ishvara's glories? Yeah. Usually, even a wise person, because this is some sort of an emotional connect, na? Yeah. So, as far as the reality is concerned, you will say, I am here one and the same. As far as the
Yes.
functional world is concerned, it's the Ishvara's glories, you know. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
That will be
Thank you.
there, yeah. Okay. Then now the external, after having handled the internal. Maharshya sapta purve chatvaro manavastata madbhava manasa jata yesham loka ima praja. Okay. Sapta Maharshis, the seven Maharishis. The seven Maharishis are your Gotras. Okay. Vasishtha Ityadi. All the Gotras, because all of us have supposed to have descended from the Rishis. Okay. Ima Prajaha, he says. No? 4 Manus in 4 Kalpas and all the Sapta Rishis. So really speaking, the ideal surname for every Indian would be your Gotra surname. Okay. Your Gotra surname would be this thing. Why are you calling yourself Iyer, Iyengar, Mishra, etc.? Divedi, Trivedi, Vasishtha. Yeah. That would have been a good thing, but then things changed. Our surnames then came up British times. Okay. They passed a law in Britain saying that everyone should adopt a surname. So then that law they extended in India also. That's how it came about. And that's why sometimes even British surnames are very funny. They took any name as surname. No? Their house was Brown. They said, so I'm Tom Brown. Or my job is that of a Smith, so I'm Smith. Like I knew a Batliwala. One of my Sardarji, my Parsi bosses was called Batliwala. And there's another guy called Daruwala. Probably his forefather was a bootlegger or something. Daru in Hindi means liquor. Okay. So, Daruwala. Or ran a bar or something. And there's another one called what? Soda bottle opener wala. I'm not joking. Soda. And if you don't want to believe me, there is one Parsi in surname in Bombay. There is only one. You can look at him in the telephone directory. There's only one with this surname. Bambot. He's called Bambot, the surname. Surname is Bambot. There's only one Bambot, one family called Bambot in the whole of India. Okay. So all these surnames came up like that. So for us, our Gotra is our this thing. Your Gotra means you are descendant from the Rishis. It need not be that you are the direct this thing. Goho trayate yatraha iti gotraha. Where the cows were tied together. That is called the Gotra. Cows tied together means for the whole clan. The whole clan. Yeah. So it is not just a family. The whole clan was involved. So there is always some blood connection. Okay. 5th cousin 10 times removed, etc. Whatever. Something like that was always there. Okay. So this was Sapta Rishis. Chatvara manavaha stata madbhava manasa jata. They all born from my mind, he says. Because they were the first ones. Okay. They were the first ones. So how will the first one be born? In Ishvara's mind only. They can't be born from anywhere else. Okay. This reminds me. The scientists confronted God. So we don't need you now. We have created life in the laboratory. Really? How did you do that? First we took some earth. Not allowed. Get your own earth. Okay. Get your own. The first one, how will you create? Manasa jata. Okay. And yesham loka ima prajaha. Imaha praja. All the whole world, all the beings are born from these people. The Ditis, Aditis, all that. You have those stories of all of them. Yeah. Pauranic stories. But that is it. Okay. That means what? Whole creation manifest. And among the Sapta Rishis, there's one interesting case. Sometimes, because of a natural calamity or war, etc., what happened if you lost your Gotra? A flood destroyed the whole clan. You were the only one survivor. Can happen. War time. Everyone died. You managed to survive somehow. What will your Gotra be now? Your Gotra is finished. So there was a rishi called Bharadwaja. Okay. He did tapas so that if there is anyone like that, Vrashta Gotram, okay, he can be included into my Gotra. I have the right to claim him as mine. So it is not about maintaining Gotra purity. It is being inclusive, that nobody is lost. And among those who follow this, I want to clarify certain things. When this comes, they will say, don't marry within the same Gotra. True. Why? Blood relatives in those days. Today's world, what does a Tambram girl of Vasishta Gotra in Trichy have anything in common, okay, with a Vasishta Gotra boy from UP? They have not seen each other for 10 generations. Forget being related. So now the same Gotra business is not valid, okay? That rule is just not valid. In fact, even the Kanchi Acharya, the Periva, old man, he said that. No, this is no more valid. It is valid in those times, not now. Okay. Sapta Rishi is considered to be Chiranjeevis? No. They are not Chiranjeevis, no. Then he says, Etam vibhuti yogam cha mam yo veti tattvataha so avikampena yogena yujyate natra samshayaha. Esham vibhuti yogam cha mam vibhuti yogam yo veti tattvataha. Somebody has not muted themselves. Please mute yourself. There is a disturbance. Yeah, got it. So, who knows the Vibhuti Yoga and Mam Tattvataha Veti? That's also important. Who knows me in reality. Not just my glories. Glories, yes. Glories are for you to get the devotion. The devotion helps your karma yoga. That helps your mind. Then you have to, with that mind, know the truth. Know what I really am. Tattvataha veti. So, avikampena yogena yujyate natra samshaya. So, avikampena yogena, by an unshaken yoga, meaning his mind remains in this knowledge. Natra samshaya. There is no doubt about it, he says. Why? Karma yoga gets your mind ready. Mind is centered. Then you know what that center is. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Abhi kya baki hai? Your mind doesn't move away from the knowledge. It doesn't become out of sight, out of mind. Because the I, the Atma, can never go out of sight. First thing in the mind is I. Only then other things come up. So he says, Avikampena yogena. Then he goes on further. Aham sarvasya prabhava mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddhaha bhava samvitaha. Aham sarvasya prabhava. I am the source of all beings. Mattas sarvam pravartate. I am the one that sustains everything. Iti matva. Knowing this, he says, matva used in the sense of jnatva. Bhajante mam, those who worship me, etc. Seek me. Worship is also in this. Bhaja is also in terms of seva, in terms of seeking also. Mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Okay. Then they gain me. Bhava samanvita. They have the right attitudes, etc. They discover their identity with me. Okay. So he is emphasizing on the value of devotion here. Yes, Vedanta is cognitive. There is no doubt about it. At the same time, you need the devotion to get your mind ready. How can you be a karma yogi without devotion? The devotion may not be overtly emotional in nature. Okay? The devotion may not be. Some kathakar is talking about glories of Rama, and this guy is crying here. It need not be. Okay? Need not be. But art is there. I always said this, no? Radha's devotion, Uddhava's devotion, etc. I shown you the various types. Even traditionally we talk about Navavidha Bhakti, 9 forms of bhakti, including contemplation of the Lord, etc. Sense of surrender, contemplation, all that is part of bhakti. So that type of bhakti necessary for everyone, including some irreverent bhakti, I am telling you. Bhakti can have an irreverent thing also. Yeah. Like I heard a Kavali, very nice. The guy saying, "Hum makkar hai, hum kapita hai." I am useless character. Okay. Tu malik hai. The Kavali is called Tu malik hai. Okay. Tu malik hai. You are the Lord and Master. I am useless idiot. Okay. What is that word he used for it? मैं हराम हूँ. You know, I'm a rogue. तू समदर्शी है, मैं हराम हूँ, तू मालिक है, हराम के मालिक तू ही है. Can you see the pun in that? हराम के मालिक तू ही है. Didn't understand the pun. You are the Lord of all the kapata that's going on, all the mischief that goes on. All the rogue things, you are the man. So this is an irreverent form of bhakti. Yeah. It's an irreverent form of bhakti, yeah. But it is bhakti. It may not be your classical reverential forms, but that's okay. Your emotional connect with the Lord is what matters. Is there emotional connect there? Yeah. That's what matters, yeah. Right. Therefore he says, Mam Buddha Bhava Samandita. With the proper attitudes, etc., they gain me, he says. Therefore now he is giving you some way of living with that bhakti. For a Vedantin, okay? How is that? Mat chitta mat gata prana bodhiyantah parasparam katayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Mat chittaha san. Mind is always with me, taken to me. Me as Ishvara, me as reality. Both ways you can take it. Okay? Mat chittaha. Mat gata prana. Life is committed to me, to knowing me. You may have other commitment, that's true, but the ultimate commitment is this. Mat gata prana. Katayantascha mam parasparam. They talk about me with each other. This is called the power of the Sangha, power of the group. I know some people whom I know, I don't want to mention names unless they want to mention it. Every Friday they used to meet. Whereas people are going out partying, this group used to meet, quiz each other on Vedanta. All that. Katayantascha mam paraparam. Okay. Katayantascha mam nityam. They always talk about the reality. This meaning this becomes a topic of discussion in your life with appropriate people. Don't go and talk about it at a party, okay? Because Vedanta is not a matter for an after dinner discussion. There is a sacredness about it. But when like-minded people meet, when students meet, naturally you'll talk about it. Katayantascha mam nityam. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Very happy about it. They revel in this knowledge. I think the study is a joy. It is not like, अरे यार संडे को स्वामी जी होमवर्क दिया है, अध्यास भाषा का प्रेजेंटेशन है, बहुत मगज मार गया यार, I can't afford to make. No, you enjoy it. You enjoy doing it. Ramanti cha, मजा आया. I used to tell my students, when a difficult topic comes up in Vedanta, your mind should be geared to say, come on, I want to get this. The expression we use in martial art is like a tiger tasting blood, tiger cub tasting blood. Suddenly you come alive. Similarly, a difficult topic, difficult, I can't understand. No. You let the mind come alive, let this thing rise up to the challenge and understand it. That is called Ramanti cha, Tushyanti cha, Ramanti cha. Not it is so difficult, oh, I can't do that. Yeah. It is like in Kathopanishad, when Nachiketa goes to study with Yama, okay, he goes to Yama first, Yama gives him 3 boons, he takes care of him. Then he says, I want to know the truth. What is beyond life and death? He says, it's very difficult to understand. Even the gods don't understand it properly. Ask for something else. And Nachiketa says, because the gods don't understand it, I want to understand it. It's challenging enough, na? You get some boon here and there, some song and dance and music. He says that. Don't give me all the song and dance and music. This is what I want to know. But there's a challenge about the whole thing. Let your mind feel challenged and feel the joy of that challenge. Then I'm telling you, Vedanta is yours. Moksha is yours. This is a challenge of understanding. Yeah, it's a struggle. I didn't get it. It's okay. I'll listen to it again and get it. Let yourself be challenged by the whole thing. Not buckle under the pressure. Because certain topics here and there may be difficult. But no. Don't buckle under it. Rise up to that. Hey, I want to get it. Yeah. Okay. Tushyanti cha, ramanti cha. Then what happens to these people? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajantam mam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam yena mam upayanti te. Tesham satata yuktanam. For these people who are always committed to knowing the truth, bhajatam priti purvakam. They worship me with certain love, affection, etc. Because they want to know, after all, Ananda is what I want. There's certain commitment, certain love in the whole thing. Okay. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. I will give them buddhi yogam by which they will appreciate me, he says. Where has we come across the word buddhi yogam before? Yaad hai? Where have we come across this term? Huh?
Chapter 2, Swamiji.
Chapter 2. There buddhi yogam stood for what?
Karma Yoga.
For karma yoga. Because karma yoga is not a yoga of action, it's a yoga of an attitude towards action. Here, buddhi yogam is used in sense of a vision of the truth. It is not used in the sense of karma yoga. Understand the difference, okay? It's used in the sense of vision. You can take it as buddhi yogam also, as karma yoga also, but he already has it. Look at his lifestyle. He doesn't have to be given that attitude. He already has it. Therefore, here, contextually, it means the vision of the truth. If the attitude is there, he is seeking to know me, how will he not get the vision? Okay. Yeah. Ma upayanti. Yena, by which he discovers his identity with me. He gains me means he is one with me. He always was one. You felt different. You always are one with the Lord. Okay? You always Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Even if you take yourself to be a miserable idiot, you are nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. You don't know, that's the only difference. And the teacher also sees you as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman only. He can't say, Yaar, what idiot has come to learn from me. Then how will you teach you as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman? If I don't see you as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, how can I tell you you are Satyam Jnanam Anantam? Because Vedanta teaching is different. You see the truth and you unfold it. You see the truth and you unfold it. So, you always Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Pending discovery. That's all. Pending discovery. Okay. Then what does the Lord do here? See, all these verses are simple, that's why I am going ahead. If anyone has a doubt, anything, or wants clarification, please ask, okay? Don't say Swamiji is going so fast now, suddenly he is running. No. Because I thought this was simpler, I am going ahead. If anywhere you are stuck, please ask. Tesham evam anukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atmabhavastaha Jnana deepena bhasvataha. Okay, what does the Lord do then? If you have all this, if you are living like how He has said, then He says, Tesham eva anukampartham. Out of my compassion for them. By compassion. There is a Kabir Doha that says it very nicely. Hai insan ke bhat bhakti. The bad lot of the insan. Hai andaz ke bahar. Is beyond imagination. Khud khuda hokar, being the Lord Himself, what does He say? Banda nazar aate hain. And you will sing all. Hey Malik tere bande ho hum, manenge tere das niyam. He says out of compassion. Now such a person is coming to study Vedanta. Swamiji, I am a sinner, I have done all the wrong things in life. And I have to show what is there. The glory of being Ananda. Takes a lot of compassion. And say, yeah, if you say, you are a sinner, you are idiot, now, okay, go. Mera sir mat khao, go. If you say, I am an idiot now, why should I argue with you about it after that? I am very accepting of people, okay? If you say you are that, I will accept you. But that's not true. That's not true. You have to show him he is not an idiot. He is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Jnana Swarupa he is. Okay. Therefore, take some compassion. Therefore, he says, Anukampa. Aham Ajnanajam Tamaha. That tamas, that ignorance. Ajnanajam. That tamas, that darkness that is there in his mind. Born of ignorance. He says, Nashayami. Nasha Atma Bhavastaha, which is centered around himself, because ignorance always needs a locus. What are you ignorant of? Yourself. Atma Bhavastaha. Aham Nashayami, I destroy it. How? Jnana Deepena Bhasvataha. By the shining lamp of knowledge, he says. By the shining lamp of knowledge. So why? He is the source of all knowledge. That's why the parampara becomes important. Sadashiva Samarambham. If the source is the Lord, no one else. At the most, we are teachers, that's it. We are not creators of this knowledge. We are only teachers of this knowledge. The source of the knowledge is the Lord Himself. So if the thing works, it's the Lord's grace that works. We are only nimittas in that, instrument in that. Therefore, It is the Lord that destroys ignorance. Yeah. Human beings are only nimittas. Okay. Yeah. Any questions up to now? Because I have covered a whole section. Or everything clear? If there's anything, ask. I'm pausing for a train.
Not directly relevant, not directly
Tell me, sure.
relevant, but you keep mentioning Kabir's dohas and I mean, we keep hearing them bits and pieces. Where does Kabir as an individual or his dohas and philosophies stand in Vedantic tradition or structure or essence of it?
See, Kabir was definitely exposed to Vedanta. I'm sure he had enough Vedantic knowledge for himself. But he was born at a time where he was also trying to be a bridge between two religions. Therefore, some of his dohas are couched in that. Some of his dohas are reflections of life. Some of them had the core of Vedanta. Some of them are different. Therefore, he tried to be a bridge between the saner voices in Islam and the Vedanta tradition. I'm saying saner voices because at that time also there were fanatical voices. Unfortunately, Islam is fundamentally fanatic. You can't follow the Quran and the Hadith and not be fanatical. There are people who are not fanatical in their life because they are moderates, they are good people, good human beings. But they cannot condemn what a fanatic is doing because it's written there. Especially if you take the Hadith along with the Quran. Quran has some issues. Okay. I read the Quran. I have a Sanskrit translation of the Quran. Okay, someone has translated it into Sanskrit. So, there is a fanatic element in it. So, Kabir tried to sort of relate with the gentler version.
Swamiji, what about the Sufis?
Even the Sufis, if you look at some of them were great souls. Yeah. But there is one Sufi, this thing, Ya Ali, that goes on like that. You removed the vermilion from my forehead. He says that. The song says that, the Sufi song. You cut my Janevu, all because of your grace it happened. Hey, what is all this? You destroyed my religion and that is his grace. Huh? Sufis, there's a Sufi song like that. Some of them are very good Sufi songs.
Rumi was a Sufi?
Yeah?
Rumi,
yeah. Therefore people like him were great. Yeah. But there was the other part of it also. The dark side is also there. Yeah. So those who took the purely spiritual... Huh?
Mostly they were acted as a soft face of the fanatical Islam. Sufis have acted as a soft face of the fanatical Islam.
So the soft face comes in first, the fanatism follows.
Yeah. Swami, on a serious thing I wanted to ask, Lord Krishna says, Dadami Buddhi Yogam. So Dadami, it's like Lord Krishna says, Dadami Buddhi Yogam.
Yeah. I will give you the vision.
Dadami is kind of giving.
Yeah.
So giving is kind of...
no, it is even teaching is called as Dadami.
It's like...
Even teaching is called Dadami.
Teaching is called...
Pradashayami, Dadami, all that is used for... Yeah. Even for knowledge, it is the same term is used. Yeah. I give you the vision, I give you the knowledge. You gain the knowledge. Those type of expressions, yeah. So the same thing. So that comes in. So here the whole thing is, even the 11th chapter, next chapter, that one, you are dealing with various facets. In dealing with these various facets of Ishvara, you get what is known as, what are you going to peg your devotion to? Because every aspect, every dimension may not inspire you. What is it that inspires you? What is it that inspires the devotion out of you. Use that. You don't have to use everything. No person can use everything. There's so many thousands of forms of Ishvara, manifestation, murtis that we make. What is it you relate to? You relate to that. What is it that you are relating to? That's the question. That will depend upon your psyche. What is inside your mind? Yeah. What form of Ishvara you can relate to? I want someone who is fun-loving, someone who can break the rules and not bother about being rigid, etc. Krishna is your person for you. I want someone stern, aloof, distinct from this thing, someone awesome. Shiva. I want a mother figure. Okay, what do you want? Gentle? Amazonian? Fierce? What do you want? Gentle? Lalita, Lakshmi, etc. Fierce? Durga, Kali? Or what we call in Kerala as Bhagavati? Fierce forms. So, it depends on this thing. In secular India, there is one regiment that uses Mahakali as a war cry. Army secular, okay? But they all have. Gurkha regiment. Jai Mahakali, Gurkhali Ayo Re. That's a war cry. So, what is it that you can relate to? What is there in your psyche? These are warriors, they want a fierce form. A warrior is supposed to be fierce. Yeah. His business is about death. So he has to invoke that. What's happened? Suddenly gone. Okay, there was some disconnect with my network, that's all. So I'm back. Like MacArthur said, I'm back, okay? Anyway, so it depends on what is there in your psyche, how you relate to. So it's fine. There may be some forms you can't relate to. That's okay. That's all right. That's not meant for you. That's not your psyche. So you pick up what is those aspects that you can relate to and relate. Lord is everything. But one thing is important. Even those aspects that doesn't inspire you devotion, they're all part of Ishvara. Aspects of Ishvara. You have to accept that much. Yeah. Including the destructive aspects. Kala Bhairava, etc. But you all want Kashi Vishwanath. But Kashi Vishwanath is Kala Bhairava. Bhairava. I know one of my students is no more. He died lying down in bed saying Aham Brahmasmi, and he went effortlessly. Okay, this man. He had a lot of connections with Benares. He studied in Benares, etc. So a friend of his from south came, I want to go to Benares and see the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Good. So he went and he had darshan, very happy. Then he asked this friend of mine, can I get some vibhuti from Kashi Vishwanath temple? He said, हाँ, कोई problem नहीं. So he rang up his, he said, चलो विभूति लेके आओ मंदिर से. आ गया. So this man very reverentially put it on. Shiva Bhakta he is from south. Then my student felt that he had to tell him, said, you know what this vibhuti is, no? What? This is from the smashan. Yeah, this is from Kashi Vishwanath, they use the vibhuti from the smashan.
The Manikarni Ghat, no?
Manikarnika Ghat, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy was so upset by it, he went and had another bath. Typical Tambram. He couldn't relate to that. Whereas someone like me has gone there, stayed in the night in that Maghat. What is it you can relate to? What is it you can't relate to? I'm not saying you should be able to relate to. Then choose. Go to Chidambaram. You can relate to that. But Chidambaram Rahasyam you won't understand. Chidambaram is a famous temple in South, very sattvic. And there is Chidambara Rahasyam. You're taken to a room, special darshan. And the room is empty. There's a Bilva Mala there, that's all. Just a Bilva Mala there. Did you see Chidambara? I saw. What? Bilva Mala is not Chidambara Rahasyam. It's symbolic. You are invoking Ishvara as Akasha there, as space.
Space, yeah.
That's why it's called Chidambara Rahasyam, because people go see and come without understanding what it is. It's a secret, so it has to be told. So can you relate to the Lord as Ishvara, as space, Akasha? Tiramalaya Agni, Kalahasti, Vayu, Jambukeshwara, Trichy, water. The whole linga is always in water. Priests are standing in that spring. Kanchi, Prithvi, as earth. What do you want to relate to? What you can relate to. What is there in your psyche? Swamiji, I don't like Ishvara in human forms. I like more abstract forms. No problems. The linga is the first abstract form. Saligrama is another abstract form. Meru Yantra is another abstract form for Devi. So you want an abstract form? Fine. All the yantras are abstract forms. How do you want to relate? Tell me. Hinduism is all inclusive. Nothing is left out. How do you want to relate? Later on he will say, you want to invoke me as the Himalayas, invoke me as the Himalayas. As Ganga, you can invoke me as Ganga. 11th chapter that will come. Narmada. Those who want knowledge will go to the Ganga. Those who want power will go to the Narmada. That's how it was in olden days. All the Siddhas who wanted power, etc., Siddhis, etc., Narmada, tapas. Jnanam was Ganga. That's how the tradition was in olden days. Now they only do the Narmada Parikrama. It's tapas. It's a lot of tapas to do that Parikrama. Kavita has written an article about that in our newsletter. A mini Parikrama that she did. Newsletter पढ़ा है क्या नहीं समझ है उसमें okay I think 2 issues back have a look at it. Just after the camp she wrote that article. We bring out all the newsletter etc for information for you, okay?
Then Margarita, no?
Yeah, she and Margarita went for the Parikrama. It's the person. So that is where it is. How do you want to invoke? How do you want to relate to Ishvara? Whatever form you can relate to. But relate to understanding that Ishvara is everything. The whole cosmic form is Ishvara. The whole universe is a manifestation of Ishvara. Including the idiot next door that you can't stand. Including the fact you can't stand. That's also Ishvara. Okay. Okay, then after having said so much, Arjuna comes up with a question. Arjuna vacha param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam majam vibhum ahu svam rishiyas sarve devarishir naradas tata asito devalo vyasa swayam chaiva bravimime. Now, Arjuna is showing Krishna has understood this. Okay. So it goes on. It doesn't stop here. It goes on for quite up to verse 18. But let us see a couple of verses. Param Brahma. You are Param Brahma. First thing is that Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman is what you are. I understand that. Param Dhama. You are the abode for everything. The final goal is you only. Okay. Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. You are the greatest purifier in the world. Why? All the wrong things I have done is by the ahankara. And the understanding of the Lord, the ahankara is negated. Therefore, Pavitram Bhavan. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. You are the Purusha, Pura Ushati iti, the one that is manifest in me as I. Purusham. At the same time, Shashvatam, eternal. Divyam, the divine one. Okay. Divyam. Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Adidev. Before all the heavenly beings manifested, Indra, Varuna, Agni, etc. manifested, you are there. Adidev. Ajam, unborn, uncaused. Vibhum, Vyapnoti Sarvam. Or the effulgent one, the pure consciousness. I get it. He says. Ahu Tvam Rishaya Sarve. All the rishis talk about you like that. Like, he says, Deva Rishi is Naradas Tata. The Deva Rishi, the one who is the Rishi among the gods, Narada, he also claims you to as Ishvara only. Hey, Narada was not an ordinary person. Thanks to Hindi movies, we take Narada as an idiot, as a mischief maker. That is because of Hindi movies. Okay. There is a statement in the Upanishads where Narada is a student of Sanat Kumara, son of Brahma. So Sanat Kumara is surprised that someone like Narada is coming to learn. So he says, tell me what you know so I can teach you what you don't know. He gives a list. Oh yes. Each discipline will take a lifetime to master. 10, 12 years each discipline will take. Including Dhanurvidya, etc. Chemistry, alchemy. He knows Bhuta Vidya. Then Bhuta Vidya with respect to ghosts, Preta Vidya, that also he knows. How to communicate with spirits, etc. Bhuta Vidya is chemistry, alchemy, etc. Okay. Dhanur Vidya, mastery of arms, of archery. All that he was an expert in. Because you don't say, I claim to know it unless you have mastered the subject in those days, okay? So it says Devarshi himself says you as Ishvara itself. Okay. And Asita, Devala, Vyasa, these are all the great scholars of the time. Vyasa himself. Dharmas, in fact, it's Vyasa who declares Krishna as Dharmasya Goptaha, the protector of Dharma. Dharmasya Goptaha. Swayam Chaiva Bravimi. And you yourself has said me the same thing. So he says, I get it. I get that. I have no qualms on that. I get that. Okay. Then he goes on a lot of verses up to verse 18 showing that he understands what Krishna is. But I said we'll at least see these couple of verses so that you know that Arjuna has got it. Then the question, then what? Okay, then what? Simple. Your pursuit is one of knowledge. So you pursue the knowledge. You get that much of bhakti necessary so you can be a good karma yogi. Then that knowledge will come in, and then your sadhana bhakti will convert itself into ananya bhakti. Ananya bhakti is the Lord and I are one and the same. Bhakti as a sadhana expresses as puja, seva, etc. Service, all that thing is sadhana bhakti. Ananya bhakti is the emotional connect that comes when you understand the Lord and you are one and the same. You are Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, not separate from the Lord. That is called Parabhakti or Ananya Bhakti. Okay? That is not a result of emotion, that is the result of knowledge. Okay? So the wise person's bhakti will be like that. Parabhakti, Ananya Bhakti. That's why the wise person will have a certain irreverence in his bhakti also. Can have, may not have. Depends on his personality. Depends on his personality. Yeah. And someone had that irreverent bhakti. Krishna's mother. Who was his foster mother?
Yashoda.
Yashoda, yes. And she saw Krishna eating mud. Kids do this. Babies do that, crawling around.
Yeah.
She said, open your mouth, I want to take out that mud. You open the mouth, she saw the whole universe there. She almost fainted. Then she said, shut up. I want to treat you like Balakrishna. I'm your mama. So when you say, I'm your mama, I want to treat you as my kid, is there a certain irreverence in it or not there? Samaji, you are good at twisting things. No, I am good at seeing things as they are. You are telling Ishvara, hey, shut up. I want to treat you as my kid. What is that? Yeah.
Swamiji, they also call it Vatsalya Bhakti.
Yeah, Vatsalya Bhakti, yeah. So in Gujarat, you will find a lot of that. They'll worship that Bala Gopala, give him a bath in the morning, feed him, put him to sleep in the night and all that stuff. They do that. It's okay, it's fine. Vatsalya Bhakti is also good if you are a good upasana if you want to have a child. And you are not getting a child, there is something in your karma that is preventing it. This form of worship is good. Various forms. Depends on what you can relate to. Okay? It's a good place to stop. More of this we will see next time. Okay? Om Tat Sat.